All right. Deadman's Tome podcast with your hosts, Mr. Deadman, Becky, and SK. How are you doing?
Trying to swallow a fist.
We're doing.
Mine, and I can't get it all in my mouth.
Trying to swallow a
Dude,
what?
What?
Trying to swallow, see if I can get my whole fist in my mouth. I just can't do it. Some people can.
Why? Wait. Why? Why are you trying this?
Why not? It's Wednesday.
Wait, are you trying to goad me into trying this? Because that's a way to do it. That's the way you do this thing. let me see if I can do this.
Can you do it?
I don't know. We'll find out. But before I put my fist in my mouth, I guess we should introduce the guest. We have the one and only Danger Slater, and I got that name right. I finally got a name right. You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Was shocking.
Are you famous for mispronouncing names?
I might be.
Oh,
I don't know about famous,
Yeah.
but I definitely
Yeah.
mispronounce names all the time.
Infamous.
On purpose. Totally on purpose. Not on accident. You know? Danger Slater. Man, okay, while I try to jam my foot...
I think it's the rhyme that makes it memorable.
Yeah. You know, you're right there.
Yeah, and you didn't even say it with a Cajun flair. I'm
Danger
disappointed.
Slater. He did, Danger Slater.
I like that.
You like
There
that?
was a character.
Yeah.
There was a character in the movie $1 Million Baby named Danger. You remember that?
I haven't watched that movie.
No.
It's been too long. Danger.
He was a boxer, sort of.
Well, actually, I don't want to derail your show. I have an actual funny story about my name one time, meeting somebody else named Danger.
Well, this show's already derailed.
cool.
It's derailed from the beginning.
Yeah,
I'm about to put my
we derail
hand...
it all
There's
the time.
no
so feel
rails.
free.
There's no rails.
I'm trying to
rails.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put
like
my
bumper
fist in
cars.
my mouth. One thing I will say though, one quick
You're
announcement.
not.
One quick announcement. Okay, before we get going, the meat grinder updates. Yes, the meat grinder contest is over with. That's the writing contest, the cage match of writing contest. It's over. I'll do a quick video after this to announce the winners. Because you know I'm gonna forget to do it on this podcast. I'm not gonna do it right now either way because it's gonna take a little bit of time to go through all the numbers and all that. All right. The other announcement is Deadman's Tome Patreon page. Your support means a lot. Even if it's just like $1, just $1, it means a whole lot. And plus, you get access to just about everything we have out there. And you get access to private shows. You get access to all other different features. You know, the different things we offer.
Very private photos of Becky.
That might be like-
What?
Wait, we're pimping out Becky now?
Well, those are the $10 a month
Oh.
subscriptions.
Oh, okay. Cool.
What do you get for the $5 one?
A slap in the face.
You get mine. Oh wait, that's not a
Oh.
perk? Damn it. Okay. Okay.
No.
Anyway, with that, all right, Danger Slater, tell us your funny story about your name, Danger Slater. Well, I try to jam a fist in my mouth.
This is. I met another guy who goes by Danger, and actually, I was working security. I used to do like security work, and I was at this music festival, and I was guarding the back stage to this barn that there was people playing music in. So some band was in the barn playing, and it was packed, so they were capacity. So I just was standing at the backstage door, making sure nobody went in because the fire code or whatever. And some guy comes up to me, and he's just like, "Dude, can I get back there? I got one of these passes." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. But, it's a fire issue. There's only a certain amount of people allowed in. You can't go in, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, fuck." And he's sitting there, and he's all pissed off. And then some other security person walks by, and he's like, "Hey, Danger, how you doing, man?" Says my name. And the guy goes, "Wait, your name's Danger?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, my name's Danger, too." And I was like, "Okay, dude, whatever the fuck, get out of here." And then he's like, no. Did you ever see that show Jackass? And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Dude, I was on that show." He's like, I guess his name was Danger Aaron on Jackass.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's what he goes by, Danger. And he's just like, "Yeah, I was on Jackass." And then all of a sudden I recognized him. I'm like, "Oh, fuck, yeah, you were on Jackass. I love that show. Why don't you go back in? I don't know, fuck the fire code."
Fuck the fire
Might
code.
as well live dangerously.
I know, right? So wait, hold on here.
Wow.
Is this a real name or a pen name?
This is it's a nickname that kind of segued into a pen name.
Oh, so it's a real name. I'm gonna go. I'll translate that as real name. It is real name. Danger Slater is his real name.
Well, people call him that in the world, so I guess that's a.
Everybody calls me that except for my mother.
Ah. Yeah.
Well, it's not that then.
Yeah. Right. Oh man. Well, you know what? For those who don't know who you are, which is like, I mean, especially in our community, in the writing community, it's like everyone knows who you are just about. But for those who don't know who are you, and what do you do?
I am a book writer guy. I believe that's the technical term for it.
Book writer guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
A book writer. Yeah, I write basically bizarro, like with a little bit of horror thrown in it, and just really weird books.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. And how long?
Somebody has to.
Yeah, somebody has to do it, right? So how long have you been writing?
I guess it's up to me. I've been getting published for maybe 9 years, I would say. 2010. That was my first short story I got accepted. So I guess professionally 9 years, but I've been doing it since I was in, high school and probably before then too. But I always wanted to be a writer, so it's just really kind of a goal that I've been working towards for my entire
Okay, I have this question that I like to ask people who say that they've always wanted to be a writer, and that is, why?
Wait, I'm supposed to actually answer that?
Yeah, that was not rhetorical.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just always, it kind of went through phases, because when I was really little, I really liked comic books, and so I was like, oh, I want to write comic books and draw comic books. I was shitty at drawing though. I was better at the writing part. So I would make these little stick figure comics, give them to my mom, sister, or whatever, because these are like the 3 people that I knew. And I got into like a little older, and I started getting into movies. So I was like, oh man, I want to be a screenwriter. That'd be great because movies are awesome. But then
It actually pays.
Well, yeah, it pays, but it's a lot more difficult than.
Oh yeah.
It takes a lot more people to make a movie than to make a book. So, by the time I was about 18, I kind of really got into reading and novels and such stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write books because I don't need to rely on anybody else. I can just do this myself.
And that works. It made it work for you. I mean, one thing I noticed is that, man, Danger Slater, you have a way of selling books, man. Like, I follow you on Facebook a bit, and it's like, man, this guy's always hustling. He's always hustling. He's making it work. He's like selling his book out. I mean, but you make it work for you.
Yeah, because I'm living it. It's like what I do. You got it. I think a lot of people feel kind of awkward selling their books, or they don't know how or whatever. But I'm like, in my mind, writing it is only half the job. Like, the other job is making sure people buy it. So I'm going to do everything I can to do my job the right way.
Yeah, that's certain. I mean, here's the thing. So you mentioned that you're a book writer guy. Okay. Of course, being a podcast that writers listen to. Of course, the next question is, yeah, but does he make a living off it? So let's just ask that. Do you make a living off it? Are you able to?
I make part of a living off of it.
Part of it.
I make it. I mean, I'm not going to get into the exact numbers.
Oh yeah,
but I make enough
for that. No need for that.
I don't have to. I don't have to work a full-time job.
See,
so I have a part-time. Work part-time.
And that's what sells it. That's what sells it. So you work part-time and you write. You have plenty. I mean, how much time do you write? How much time do you spend writing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, sorry. What'd you say? You got cut off for a second.
Oh, it's okay. How much time do you spend writing?
I spend 2 to 3 hours every morning.
2 to 3 hours every morning. Okay.
I kind of burn out after like 2 to 3 hours. So it's kind of diminishing returns after then. So around then, I'm just like, fuck this. I can't do this anymore. I got to move on to something else.
That is actually from the reading that I've done about that has some actual research on that solid 3 to 4 hours. That's what the most productive writers are able to crank out in a day.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think my 3 hours are the most productive 3 hours. I fuck around on like Twitter a little bit during that time, and I get distracted pretty easily. But at least I'm sitting down and like with the intention to do the work. Yeah,
you're there, you're sitting there, you're doing the work. Of course, you get distracted, but who doesn't get distracted on their day job? But here's the thing, though. Here's what I'm getting at. So you're doing that, and with a part-time job, and you're making it work for you, and you're earning money off it. Of course, the next question people are going to want to know is, how in the world is this possible? You're telling me a writer's making money off his work and actually making it work? And you're pretty much, I mean, you consider yourself pretty independent?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean...
As an artist?
Yeah, as an artist. Like, well, especially as a writer, like, do you go the traditional route, or do you go, like, self-publishing, or you go, like, indie publisher?
Oh yeah, I'm with a small press, an imprint of Eraserhead Press, which is kind of the main Bizarro fiction publisher. But they have a smaller imprint called Fungasm Press.
Okay.
That I don't know if you know John Skip, but he's the editor for it, and so it's kind of just he's in charge of that. So I've been handing him my books, and he helps me edit them and helps put them out in the world.
So yeah, you got that help, but you have that indie route, you have that small press route, and it's working for you. So the question would be, how is this even possible? How's it happening?
How do I make any money writing?
Yeah. What's the secret? What's the trick?
I don't think it's a trick. I mean, it's not like I'm making riches here, but I think the trick is having multiple books really helps because now I'm about to release my 4th one with Fungasm Press. So now every month I'll be getting royalties on 4 books instead of 2 or 1 or whatever. And like you were saying, just constantly hustling and never kind of divorcing myself as a public person from what I do. So even though I'll be out there making jokes on Twitter and interacting with people, there's still that like part that's like, this is why I'm here and this is why y'all should be paying attention to me.
I got you. Well, and definitely with a name like Danger Slater, it definitely catches the attention. Especially, man.
I might be changing my name later this week. Entirely possible.
Oh dear God, to what?
The phallus.
I want to know what you're going to change.
So danger.
No.
Well, danger.
Danger. The danger.
The most dangerous.
I would qualify
because
for the danger.
Deep shit just doesn't carry quite the great connotation.
No, it doesn't.
I thought you were. Damn it, SK.
Damn it, SK. I like that one. That's a keeper right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, it works, guys. This I'm saying to other writers that listen, it works. Hard work. Work hard. You can actually do it. I mean, you can make some money off your work. Come on now.
I think the trick is not trying to appeal to the entire universe. Like, you just need to find the people who are responding to what you do and just keep giving them new stuff to buy. I mean,
right.
So as long as you have something for the people who like you, they will give you money for it, and then you can keep making more stuff.
And your stuff definitely stands out.
So what size yacht will you be going for after this next release?
It's like the inflatable kind.
I've seen those.
Cool. I'm not making any
It's
assumptions.
a rowboat.
Hey man, this
if
part
it fits
is good.
in your trunk, fine.
A party boat, party rowboat. Look at that. You get close together there.
Did you go with the party horse?
Yes. Oh, with the party horse? Ooh, man. You asked for a wild time.
Yeah.
You know, I said if
No,
we
she
reach.
said horse. She said horse, I think.
Yeah, party horse.
I did.
Oh, no.
Party
I
horse.
heard. Yeah. Party horse.
Oh, I thought you were
Oh.
acting like she said something else.
Oh, you would think. You would think. Oh, by the way, if we reach 50
I do.
likes, I'll tell the story about the goat. But we got to reach 50 likes. And I'm not caving
50
in.
on one
Wait.
show?
Yeah.
I'm into I want to know the goat thing. So if you're listening to this, you should like the video or the post here because I want to hear the goat story.
Yeah, we
Is
got to
that
hear
a net 50?
We are going to hear the goat story.
we're gonna hear the
What
goat
goat
story.
story?
The goat story. There's a goat story. A goat in my house.
There's a goat in your house.
Or a goat or a ghost?
No. See,
Or a ghost goat?
a ghost goat would be cool. But you know me, ghosts don't even come
No,
to me anymore
what?
because I defaced a Ouija board, so they don't even bother with me anymore. So,
Well,
Yeah, tell him how you did that.
oh,
I would say it's more of a disrespect thing than a defacing thing because, come on, we're talking about just
disrespect. Hold on here. Hold on. I watched Ghost Adventurers. I saw what's his name? Zach Ketchum. What is his name?
Beggins.
Zach Beggins. I said Zach Ketchum because Jack. Son of a bitch.
Baggins.
Zach Baggins.
Fuck, I don't know.
Baggins or begging?
Zach Begging.
I
is
don't
really-
know. Anyway,
I seen what he
Can
did.
you
on-
imagine having that for a profile name on a dating site? Begging.
That'd
I
be
mean,
horrible.
it's kind of streamlining the process, you know.
You don't need to say it anymore.
And then you have some dude who looks like a total douchebag wearing all those affliction shirts. So it's like, come on now, doing a little duck face, you know. I see what he does on the
Okay,
show.
you
he provokes the
derailed.
ghost. No, I'm derailing, but what I'm saying is he provokes the ghost.
yeah, so did you.
Anyway, what I'm
want
getting
What
at,
did you do to the Ouija
50
board?
likes.
it's not disrespect. So what? I rubbed my balls on the Ouija board, and now no ghosts want to come to me at all.
They're too busy laughing.
They're like, nope, we're not playing with him. We're not coming out. No, this guy's too much of a freak. Or they're just laughing at me.
They were like, they probably weren't laughing at you. They were probably afraid you're going to rub your nuts on them.
Yeah, they're probably worried
because your
about.
balls are so full of life. There's all this sperm in there, and it's freaking them out.
Yeah,
What is all this?
yeah, that's probably what's going on there.
Oh my God.
Now, since we're on this
Speaking
subject,
of-
speaking of, I guess we can talk
Yeah.
about this little news story real fast. Don't worry, we'll get into all your books. I don't know about all of them, but I definitely there's, like, first of all, tall tails and short cocks. We got to talk about that. I will rot with you, without you. That one, and he digs a hole. These three, I definitely want to get into.
Yeah, if you
today
need
on the show.
pictures for that book, I can provide them.
What? The Phallus Palace stories, huh? All right, but first, before we do that, I guess let's talk about the What is it, vampire facials? What's a vampire facial, Becky?
Well, there's a spa in New Mexico. It's a day spa, and
Well,
two
time
clients
out.
at least.
You can't have a day spa if it's vampires. That already doesn't make any sense.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's gonna make less sense when I explain it.
Okay.
At least two clients at this day spa in New Mexico tested positive for HIV
Okay.
from receiving a vampire facial.
Okay.
Now, that is-
wait. What is a vamp? Okay.
That
Let me ask Mr. Slater.
that's where
SK. Hold on,
Okay.
one second. Let's ponder this for a second. What the hell is a vampire facial? Do you have any idea
oh god,
what that
this
is?
is gonna go bad.
Well, it depends on what kind of facial we're talking here. we haven't quite learned yet what that means, but we know that there's an STD in play, so I'm a little worried.
I am too. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't. It's got to have blood. It's got to be
Blood, yeah.
Go ahead.
It's got blood.
blood.
I
blood
mean,
blood and nut mixed together. I don't know.
Blood and nut
how
mixed together.
bad are times when vampires have to resort to sex work?
Very bad. Very bad. Especially in the day. What the hell are they thinking? So are they getting someone to punch themselves in the nuts like over and over again until like they come blood? I don't understand what's going on here.
No.
Is that what's going on, Becky? What's going on?
This is when they draw blood from a client's body and then re-inject it into his or her face.
Your own blood?
It says drawn from a client's body. It does not say and then re-injected into his or her face. Yeah, I guess that...
Re-injected would mean...
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like it's supposed to be your own blood.
Right, but
I'm
not sure that was the problem. I think that they might have not been using clean needles.
Well, of course not.
It doesn't really say.
Not
Because it
using
says
clean
that
needles.
it does say that this health officials are worried that people could test positive for HIV and hepatitis B and C.
Well, of course, especially if they're not using clean needles. If you're using your own blood, okay, then you shouldn't test positive for anything. It's your own freaking blood.
I don't think you can give yourself an STD, right? I don't think that's a thing.
You can't give yourself an STD. Yeah. No.
Why it's called a vampire facial if it's your own blood, though? You think it'd have to be like someone else's.
Someone
blood.
else's.
Like I get.
Yeah.
If I went to the spa, I want to get like a nice, spry young person's blood injected into me, so I could be like reinvigorated. I don't want my old shitty blood.
You gotta call that. You gotta call that spa batteries. So you just have to.
That would be good. That would be good.
I mean, come on. How do you call it something else?
Ooh.
Madame Bathory's Day Spa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it says that the procedure allegedly stimulates new collagen production.
Allegedly,
but it still doesn't make sense if it's your own blood. Like, because that's your own blood. Just go into your face. If that's all you need, then why don't you just cut yourself, like on your face? I don't get it.
I don't think it's your blood. That's the problem. I think it's someone else's blood.
Okay, so they get like a young, probably not a virgin, but like I don't know, some young person's blood or something. I mean, what are they doing
I don't know.
here?
Maybe it's grandma. I don't know.
No, you don't want old blood. You want young blood.
Street. I don't know.
It's probably just all mixed together.
You don't know where they got it.
Yeah. What if it's not even human blood?
Like
what if
1,000
it's like
people's blood?
What is like cow blood, pig blood? It just like.
Well, that would cause.
Well, I don't think they could get HIV from cow blood.
Jesus, you can't even mix the wrong, certain blood types without causing somebody to become nigh unto death.
Well,
up to including death.
Well, the
other thing is that
but if they're injecting it under the skin and not into a vein, that's different.
Is it blood that's
different.
running around? That's just under the skin. That's called a bruise, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get punched in the face. You get blood.
It'd just be easier if they had given me a ball bat and let me smack them in the head with it.
Right?
I mean, that's what it is. You just
there's no happy in that.
Really, though, the way the spa was
People
ran, the fact that they got like HIV, I mean, the clients that didn't have HIV and then tested positive for HIV after this, I wouldn't be surprised if they were mixing blood. They probably weren't even testing for blood types. I mean, who knows what was going on over there?
Yeah.
Do you know what your blood type is?
No, I should probably know that.
See, most people don't know what their blood type is. I know what mine is, but I mean,
Anybody who's
don't
doing
know.
blood, anybody who's fucking around with blood should have a blood type test kit.
Yeah.
I mean, just like
Right.
at the place where you donate.
Mm-hmm.
They test your blood, and they. I mean, just to know what you get, and obviously they need to know when you're donating blood. And so, you know, you can't just be fucking around with blood and not have shit go wrong if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, are these even nurses doing this?
They did.
Probably not even nurses doing this. Probably some day
No,
spa.
I wouldn't
Unlikely.
think so. There's the day spa.
They're hairdressers.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it, but that's their line of work. I mean, their work does include drawing blood out of people's skin. Not,
And then you inject.
yeah.
These ones
There
it
was
did.
no way that they could have paid me enough to sit there and let someone do that to me.
Well, you know, $20 is $20. You know, I mean,
No.
everyone has a price, Becky. Everyone has a price,
Well,
Becky.
Let me tell you. No.
$100, $200,
No.
$500, $1,000,
No.
$2,000,
No.
$1 billion fucking dollars in cold hard cash.
I'm in.
No.
Oh, everyone has a price. Oh, you say that now, but if you actually saw the money in front of you and you keep it tax free,
No.
Since we're talking about degenerate stuff, what is an ecosexual thing? What's going on with that?
Well, they believe that having sex with the earth could save it.
Okay, wait,
I
wait.
believe
what?
that. That makes
Save it
sense.
from what?
Well, I don't know.
This is
That's
like
a
a-
good question.
It's like
From
a Captain
skinny
Planet
dippers to
porn.
people who have actual intercourse with nature.
Yeah, that's worth saving it from.
Yeah, saving it.
Well, maybe that's what they need to save it from.
That's what I'm saying.
So wait. So fucking the Earth is saving the Earth. Is that what I'm hearing? Because we're fucking the Earth.
Well-
but I don't know if we're saving it.
I don't know. It sounds like they have a very high opinion of their sexual prowess.
Ah, wait.
I mean, how deep you getting in the earth? Because it ain't really gonna do all that.
It's just the tip.
I don't even know. How do you?
Is it in yet?
I mean, if I were to
Right
go
in
out,
the Grand Canyon, like, come on.
you go outside, you dig a hole, and you start fucking it. Or
I think your neighbors would complain.
they probably would. I'd just be like, I'm an ecosexual. I'm an ecosexual now. Leave me alone.
Well, they say that it's a new form of sexual identity.
No.
What the hell are they? Yes.
No. We
Yes,
can stop
that's
certain
what
things.
It says. Yes.
This makes no sense. This
Yes.
makes no sense. This makes no sense. This is just a fetish, if anything.
Well, it
This-
doesn't
no,
have to make
no.
sense. Don't you know this?
No. Come on,
Well, it's kind of like the
guys.
guy that got caught screwing his car.
Who, me? Yeah, I got caught screwing my car.
No, not you.
Oh.
Dork. Some guy got caught having sex with his car.
Hmm.
I don't remember where it was.
Well, other cars.
So he's like an autosexual?
They're indiscriminate tailpiper.
Oh, man.
You better hope the car wasn't driven very recently.
Okay.
It'd have a burnt hot dog.
So, can we just throw these ecosexual? I'm assuming they're mostly women, because Jesus.
Well, are they
This is
really
the kind
Well,
of
how
shit
do you
women
know
are
they're
doing
women?
these days. Huh?
Why
What's that?
are they? I mean, why do you assume they're women?
Because
I have an answer for that one.
you know.
I mean, what are they doing? Humping a stump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you why I know they're women. Because no dude's dick is big enough to fuck the earth. Okay? And they can make a dildo out of, like, I guess, mud, but it'll turn the like clay or they'll just. I don't know, man. They'll grind against the earth and call it fucking the earth. That's what they'll do. I mean, there might be a few guys that might like pretend like, oh yeah, I'm totally an ecosexual too, just to get close to them and start like I guess dry humping the earth as well. But
and besides which, how many shows have we done since I've been here that have included doctor's warnings about things not to put up your hoo-ha?
Quite a bit, actually.
More than one.
Yeah,
hey,
a lot.
Are you ready for this?
I'm think so.
On one end, it encompasses people who try to use sustainable sex products or who enjoy skinny dipping and naked hiking. Or on the other are people... Wait a minute. Oh, it gets better. Wait. On the other are people who roll around in the dirt having an orgasm covered in potting soil. Those are people who fuck trees or masturbate under a waterfall.
That's a good place to do it. No one can hear you.
Well,
yeah, it sounds like they're really trying to rope in some fairly normal people.
Yeah, skin dipping.
I was more concerned about the tree part.
You never humped a tree before?
No.
What's wrong with you, Becky? Now, ecosexual? You don't value the earth? Jesus.
They say
not that much.
They say if you get lost in the woods, you're supposed to hug a tree. So this is just taking it to like the next base.
Yeah. I mean, you hug it.
But you have to get the
tree's
consent. This is what I want to know.
Well,
you have to get the tree's consent first.
Well, you.
How do you do that?
You listen to it, Becky. You walk up to it, you listen to it, and you feel it. You get a feeling of its aura, and then like.
Oh, so you cop a feel?
Oh, so you got to feel up its aura first?
Kinda. You know, you have to be able to read it.
So, earthquakes are just the Earth's orgasm?
Earthquakes are the Earth orgasm. Volcanoes are the Earth ejaculating. Tsunamis are just like, I guess, female ejaculation. I mean, what is this? It's just crazy. Yeah. It's
just no.
So, Danger Slater has hearing these two crazy stories, and these are real things, right?
Right.
Has any of these anything like this ever been in any of your books, ever before? I mean, have you ever thought about putting an ecosexual in one of your books?
No, because I just learned about it, but now at this point, I mean, anything goes. There's in a book I wrote, there was a tree that grew in the guy's backyard that grew these spleen, fleshy fruits that he eats. Ooh. And it kind of possesses him once he eats it, and so it's kind of like this weird communing with nature, I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's also biblical too, right?
By the way,
yeah,
I love your profile, your photo on Amazon. It looks totally like Fredo Corleone. Is that the look you were going for?
Yeah,
I know it was you, Fredo.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can't kind of shake the Italian look. That's just kind of part of the package here. But at least my ex-girlfriend took that picture years and years ago when we had bought these weird tuxes from a thrift store to do a Halloween costume. She had got a dress and I got a tux. We were gonna be like a zombie prom king and queen. And I had this weird tux.
What color was it?
The tux was peach and her dress was peach, so I had a peach tuxedo on. You can't tell the picture's black and white, but she took that picture of me in the basement, and I loved it, and I've used it for my author photo ever since.
That's fantastic. It really is.
It's awesome.
It is a good picture. It is. All right. So if someone's new to your work, where would you recommend them they go first?
I would say the fan favorite, at least from what I've heard, is I Will Rot Without You,
Okay,
which it also won the Wonderland Book Award in 2016.
that's
So
right.
kind of, it also has a little stamp of approval on it, so that's probably a good place to start.
All right, and I was doing some reading into
Aw.
it today, and man, I have a thing with roaches. I cannot stand roaches. Fuck roaches. I see a roach, I freak the fuck out. I'm done with it. And yeah, let's just say right from the beginning, you, oh god, just hey, you want to tell us about I Will Rot Without You? What inspired you to write this book, especially about all the roaches?
Well, the roaches, I lived in a really crappy apartment in Philadelphia once, and it was just completely infested with roaches. I was up on the 4th floor, and you'd think like you're far enough from the street that nothing would get up there. But every time I moved like my clothes or something, or like turned on a light, you just see these bugs scattering everywhere, and it was completely
Oh my
horrifying.
God.
Sorry.
It wasn't even a crappy place. It just had roaches everywhere. Like it was a decent apartment,
Ugh.
but it is what it is. So I always had this idea about writing about a place like that, and there's a couple. The way my books work, there's usually like 3 or 4 different elements that don't really gel, that are kind of all working together, though. So there's this other half to that book where the roaches are kind of helping him get over his ex-girlfriend who had broken up with him by making his body rot apart by feeding him this mold that had been growing out of his sink. So the roaches feed him the mold while he's sleeping. He wakes up, and then he starts, over the course of the book, different parts of his body rot apart and fall off of him, and
Whoa.
kind of his breaking up, or his mental decay is kind of mirrored by his physical decay. And there's all these crazy neighbors and all this other shit going on too. But that's kind of the gist of the book.
That is so freaking wild. So the roaches are feeding
This
him.
is awesome.
Feeding him what? Like you said, a mold or fungus, and it's causing him to rot.
Yeah. But then there's kind of like a leader roach that gets
leader
reanimated. Yeah, like he buys this bug spray to kill the roaches, and they get all mixed together at some point. And instead of killing the roaches, he steps on one, and it kind of reanimates it and makes it invincible. And now it just like kind of leads all of them. It's kind of this. They don't talk or anything, but it's got like a personality, and it's kind of like, the roaches kind of work as a individual unit.
Oh man, no. Like
hive mind, hive mind kind of concept.
Yeah.
But hey,
My God.
have you seen how roaches are when they infest? They act like that. They brood. They brood, and of course, I mean, Dangerous Slater probably knows, right? Man,
They group up on these things, and you move it, and it's just like it. You never get used to it. I don't know what it is. Like, I lived in that apartment for I think 6 months, or no, maybe it was like 9 months, and I never got used to it. Like every single time I move something, and there'd be a bug there. I'd be like, fuck.
Oh my God.
Like, and I asked this question to many guests, like, why do we have that sudden response, the visceral response when we see a roach? Like, oh God, like what is that?
Because they're not supposed to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like just something about bugs in general. They're really, it's like living on a planet with aliens, because there's nothing. Like, if you see a monkey is pretty much a human being. Like, for all intents and purposes, it like has personality. It can think. It can do things. You see an insect, like nothing. It's like an alien creature that has no resemblance to anything like you, aside from just being alive.
Oh, I guess that
Right.
makes sense.
And they're ugly.
And of course, I mean,
Of course, I would scream if I moved a dish and there was a monkey there. So
yeah,
That'd be a little.
the monkey will fuck you up too. I mean, the monkey could. Have you seen how they will rip you up if they're pissed off?
Oh, chimpanzees could kill you, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, monkeys are pretty strong.
I'd scream if I ran across an ecosexual person in the wild.
Well, They might fuck a roach. Who knows? Oh, God.
Mm-mm.
No. I don't. Okay, doesn't derail anymore. But I don't think. Is there anyone out
Yuck.
there? Is there anyone out there that has a sexual fetish for roaches? And if so, I want to talk to them on this show, and I want to try to understand what happened.
I'm
and
going to
how
be
did
sick
this
that
develop,
night.
and also try to see if they're a troll. Okay. Two
I'm going to be
missions.
sick that night.
Bet that person's out there.
I bet
They're out
I
there.
bet it would.
Ugh.
Oh man. Okay. So okay. What gave you the idea about like slowly rotting to, I guess, rotting away, rotting to death? Is that like a metaphor for the, I guess, corporate, work life?
Well, in this book, it's about relationships in particular. So it's about kind of rebuilding after a relationship kind of ravishes you, and leaves you kind of feeling empty. That's kind of the larger narrative of the book. I've had a lot of people get in touch, like send me emails where they're like, this helped me with my divorce or my breakup or something like that. And I'm just like, what? Like this book about like people's arms falling off and, he's got like gross head wounds and all this horrible fungus and bugs. And people are like, yeah, it really, I've read it 3 times because it helped me with my divorce. I'm like, okay.
Well, that's cool though. I mean, I know it's out there.
You might have kept somebody out of jail.
Yeah, you might have.
The trick is you could be as gross or as weird as you want. I try to keep the emotional core of the story to be something that people could always kind of latch onto and relate to. So when you take them on a ride some weird place that they're not expecting, at least they can identify with the character emotionally throughout the entire story. So people aren't acting.
Right.
It might be like a little like, oh, my arm just rotted off, and not worried about it because that's weird. But like the kind of like emotional arc of this person left me and I need to get to a place where I can feel whole again somehow while I'm falling apart is something I think people are able to relate to.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I noticed, like with your writing, it's, even though it's like, it's bizarre, there's all these elements to it that are, very out there. It has parallels to, real life things. Like, for instance, I Will Rot Without You was, breakups. I mean, I think that's why people like your work. Yeah,
I think so too. I think that's kind of what people respond to. I mean, and there's just the aesthetics of a crazy story too. But I think that people are really responding to being able to relate to it.
So have you always had people that you could turn to read early drafts of your stories, or how did that go initially? Like, you write some really weird shit and then you think, oh, great, I like this. Now, who the hell can I show it to?
Well, I think that's part of how my particular journey. I didn't go to college or anything like that. I just like to read books. So I didn't really have any kind of groups or anyone to like share my writing with for a long time. This is like in that, like basically from when I was 18 until I was 28 or 29 when I first got something published. So there's this 10-year gap of me trying to get anybody to pay attention to me while simultaneously learning how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that early shit, I'm just like, I would write something and then I'd be like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'd write a little short story. I'd be like, I don't know what to do with this. So I had a MySpace. I'd put it up on my MySpace. I'm like, hey, my friends, would you like to read something I wrote? And people would be like, this is cool. And I'm like, oh, wow, positive reinforcement. That's strange. Let me kind of do another one. And I just kind of kept working on it, like, little by little.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, because... there's a part of me that worries about, anything you write. You worry, you have a little bit of a concern about who finding the right people to share it with early on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think as you build community, it's a little easier when you find like-minded people and people who kind of understand what you're trying to do. Um, so if someone out there is listening,
Were you
and it's easy with the internet too. If someone out there is listening and they don't have a writing community,
Mhm.
like, you need to reach out online, because there's tons of people that will be into what you're doing, or at the very least, encouraging of it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's
Yeah.
helpful, very helpful. I mean, that's one thing. Writers are always trying to plug their own stuff. You see that with the writing groups, where everyone's like, "Oh, check out my book, check out my book, check out my book," and I think that's where that question comes up. With these shows, it's like, well, okay, you're talking to all these writers, but what's their secret? What's their trick? How are they actually selling their work? Because I put up my stuff on Facebook, I put up my stuff on Twitter, but nothing happens. It's like, well, are you sharing other people's work? Are you doing it to where it's just blatantly obvious? Oh yeah, by the way, this is my book. Buy it. I mean, it seems like to me like you have to be a little bit more personal about it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and you gotta be a kind of person who is doing things that people can get excited about. And I don't even mean just your writing, but I'll share, if I do a reading, I share pictures. I've done conventions and shows where I just am sharing pictures of, on Twitter and on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, just kind of letting people in and being like, look, I'm a guy I'm trying to do this thing, and they can kind of get behind you in that regard, going, oh, this is someone who's trying, and I believe that in what they're doing, and I'd like to try and support that however I can. Let me check this book out,
Mm-hmm.
So
I think part of it too is the more, when people think of a writer, they think of a book. The more you are, become a person in their eyes, and become someone that they identify with, or they like your personality, or whatever.
Oh shit! Is that a
doesn't
requirement?
hurt things.
Personality.
Oh, you're screwed, dude.
That explains so much.
I mean, would you rather look at somebody's Facebook page that is all, ads for books and just information and whatever, or would you rather look at somebody's Facebook page that there's funny memes and there's jokes and they ask questions and the people interact with them and whatever? I mean, who would you respond more to?
I think a lot of people invest in you, the artist, as opposed to your product. You have to make a good book or a good whatever, because that's the second half of the equation. You can't just be someone that people like and then give them something shitty or something they don't like. They'll be like, okay. So you gotta kind of.
I know a couple that do.
You gotta. You gotta try, So,
You're right.
But I think people
it's a
are
total package.
And that's what they latch onto first is, I'm out here telling you the plot of my book, and it sounds crazy, and I'm sure that'll intrigue some people, but more often than not, you have to, especially online, you have to kind of be interesting, I guess, in whatever capacity you can. I'm not saying you got to drop jokes all the time, but you got to be, available and interesting for people to want to talk to.
Wait,
I agree.
you said you can't make jokes all the time?
Oh, you can. I mean, that's
that's kind of all I do. I'm not even.
I mean, it works for some people. I mean, it depends on what I guess you want to be careful. It depends on your brand, I guess, if you want to word it that way. I mean, if you carry yourself as someone who jokes around a lot and, then fine. I don't see anything wrong with it, especially if it's working for you and that's what you're comfortable with. Some authors, some people say don't talk politics. But some authors are actually doing okay for themselves, including politics into their like everyday whatever. It works for them. They're able to cater to that market. Just whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable with doing. But know what it is. Figure it out. I mean, if you're just trying to play middle of the road and you're not getting anywhere, maybe you're trying. Maybe I don't know, man. Maybe you're trying too hard to be quote mainstream, whatever that means. I mean,
Well,
I just gotta find the things that represent you. So like if I basically tweet about 3 things. Like I'll make jokes, I talk about movies I like, and then I talk about writing stuff, including my book. That's all I ever like tweet about. And like there's just an endless font of stuff to talk about though, especially talking about movies. And it kind of gives people a little window so you don't have to be political if you don't want to. But like you're saying, that does work for people. Like it really depends on the artist and who they are as a person and what they want to put forth into the world.
Yeah, it's about authenticity, right? I think people are so tired of fake bullshit that when they come across somebody who's authentic, even if it's being a smartass, if that's really your, who you are as a person, then that's great. Whatever it is.
Oh Jesus Christ! There's a roach on the wall.
What?
I'm going to burn this house down.
Shut up.
I'm going to burn this house
It's
down
eating
now.
a spider.
Nah, see, here's the thing. See, spiders are cool. Spiders eat roaches. I like spiders. I want 2 spiders now.
No.
I want all the spiders. Give me all. No, well, be careful what you wish for.
Shut up.
I just want spiders to take care of these freaking roaches.
Why would you want that?
Because spiders kill roaches, Becky. That's why. Oh, man.
So does Raid.
Yeah. You have a good point there.
I mean, hello.
Man.
If the spiders afraid, have them do all the hard work.
Oh,
Yeah.
no spiders.
Oh, hey. Tell us about what is tall tales with short cocks? What is that? Is that stories about me over here? What's going on? What is this?
Oh God.
That's very. I don't know how to respond to that. That's very telling, Mr. Deadman.
I'm very tall. I don't know about the short cocks part, but I'm very tall.
Those books are anthologies. There's 5 of them that Rooster Republic Press put out a couple of years ago, which was they put out some of my early books. Rooster Republic Press is the name of them. So they had an anthology series called Tall Tales with Short Cocks. The cocks meaning like a rooster because of Rooster Republic.
Yeah.
And I have stories in 2 of the 5 of those, or 3 of the 5 of them actually.
Okay,
nice.
That's cool stuff. What was your story about? Oh man, I'm looking at the table of contents here.
Damn, I thought I found a place to send all the dick pics for it to.
Oh, there's a story called Dickhead. There's a story called Dickhead.
Which one are you looking at? I'm in 2, 4, and 5.
I'm looking at number 4.
Number 4, that's the one with the
like
a dinner scene on the cover of it.
Yeah, that's the one with the dinner scene with the chick with the horse head, with the anteater.
That's actually from my story. It's a tapir.
A tapir. Okay.
So yeah, the story is about this man who wakes up and his wife had transformed into a tapir overnight, which is this weird African animal that's kind of like an anteater.
Oh, okay.
And he was going to propose to her, but now she's a tapir, and he's trying to figure out. He still takes her out to this nice restaurant to propose to her, and he's still like trying to go through with everything, even though she's now an animal.
Well,
Isn't that a South American rodent?
How much
like
of an
a Brazilian?
The tapir?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, they're kind of rodent-ish. I went to the Bronx Zoo, and
Oh, they are weird.
You know?
Oh, yeah, they do have kind of that anteater nose to them.
I just thought they were really. They're like pig anteaters. Like it's if a
Yeah.
pig and an anteater had a baby. It's just this weird animal.
Huh. Interesting. Now, when you said when his girlfriend or whatever turned into this animal, was it like the whole thing or just her head?
It's her. No, she's just an animal. That's just the artist's interpretation.
Oh,
that cover.
because see, if it was
But
just,
she's
I mean,
the whole animal.
if it was just like how it was illustrated, I mean, it's not.
I mean,
You know,
who wouldn't want a wife who was an
well,
anteater?
Wife. Ooh, whoa.
Take care of your ant problem.
Mm-hmm. Take care of other problems. Ooh, I don't know what you do with that. So wait. So his girlfriend just turns into a tapir. That's it. Like the size and everything. So it like turns into like a. It's pretty. Are they pretty small? How big are they?
No, they're big. They're like pigs, man.
Pigs.
Yeah, they're like.
They're
shit.
substantial.
So
they're substantial creatures.
They get drunk. They go to the bed. They get busy. Wake up, and she's a pig. Oh Jesus Christ! Everyone can relate to that. What?
You're just not the woman I married.
Oh, you are going to be in so much trouble. You're a dead man for real.
You put a ring on it. You wake up after the honeymoon. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. What is this? Why is there a pig in the bed? No.
She's going to kick your ass.
Oh man! So a story like this, I mean, do you
that's
get any
that's a really good.
And we'll be taking applications for a new host next week.
She didn't listen to the show. She don't listen to the show. I can say whatever, unless you share it to her. You gotta listen to this one. Put in the doghouse. Now she might listen to it.
I'm not telling her. So Jesse's sleeping out in the shed this week.
I do. So stories like this, like what sort of feedback do you receive? Do you receive some interesting stuff?
Yes and no. I mean that's those ones are all kind of old, so I can't give you a specific example because it's like 5 years ago and I don't really recall. But I'll get feedback from stuff like that. People are just like, "Oh, that's crazy," or "That was weird." It's usually kind of, especially for short stories, it's not too. People don't get too involved in giving you feedback.
Yeah,
great story.
Great story. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds like an appropriate response. Though sometimes some people read way too much into it. I know from experience. It's just a short story, bro. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
What is the craziest story, the most out there, most extreme story you have written?
Oh man, well, hard question.
The new one.
The new book is pretty crazy.
Is it?
I had this thing where when I hit the third act, so I kind of try and break my books and my stories down into like a 3-act thing. And I feel like it just kind of helps the reader, especially when you're writing weird shit, to like have them following a more traditional kind of narrative, like for structure wise. But when I hit the third act, I was like, oh, there's 16 like insane plot points that are just like open that I wasn't quite sure how to bring all back together.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a kind of little crisis while writing it, because I was like, oh, fuck, what have I done? Like, am I going to even be able to finish this stupid book? But I was able to pull it off, and I think it's my most successful and realized, and it goes the most places, in the most unexpected places out of all my stuff.
Can I read the blurb for it?
Are you asking me? Sure.
It's called Impossible James.
Impossible
My father
James.
was dying.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the new book. My father was dying. There was no hope. Then he took a screwdriver to the brain, got pregnant, and found the cure for death. Impossible? That's my dad. Impossible James.
What? That's crazy. I like that. So he gets pregnant? What happens in the story?
He gets pregnant.
I mean, he gets pregnant, yeah. He clones himself.
Ah, that whole thing.
and then
Okay.
he carries his baby to term of himself.
Where does he store
The
it?
book is written. Well, I definitely get into that in the book. It's
Does he have like an artificial uterus? How does he?
No, he's not telling you.
No, well, you know, you can.
yeah. I
book.
don't.
You drop
I
a little-
definitely get into. There's probably there's a big section in the middle where I talk about how he stores this fetus in him, and
like his ass.
I use zero science, so it's
Oh.
not.
I like
So
this.
if you're looking for how this might actually happen in real life, you're reading the wrong book. This is going. It's basically if you asked a 5-year-old how a man should get pregnant, this is kind of the response they would give you if they were emotionally disturbed.
But from what I'm understanding, that sounds like how
Okay,
people
but
do
I wanna
science
know
now.
where he shoots
They
it
just
out
make
of.
up stuff. That's science today. They just make up anything. I want to read it. I definitely want to check out this book. Well, when does it come out?
Comes out June 15th, so
June 15th.
a month and a half.
Month and a half. All right.
And it's available for pre-order on Amazon.
All right.
Thanks for the
But I
plug.
have it pre-ordered.
That's good, Becky. I need. You know what? I'll pre-order it too. I'll go ahead and pre-order it because I want to check out that. I'm curious about how he gets pregnant, and so he clones
That's just
himself.
the beginning too. It goes a lot more places than that. It's like I said, it's kind of wild ride.
So wait, there's even another question. There's tons of questions to this, but how does he even create like the fetus and stuff? Like, what is he doing? Like,
He cloned him.
yeah,
You don't-
I mean,
He took some cells and he puts it in a little beaker and he mixes some stuff
Voila.
oh,
into it.
okay.
He jerks off it,
He jerks off
and
it. There you go.
Well,
There you
that's
go.
what babies
That's
do.
what I want to know. And the goat comes in.
Oh, goat! There's still goat.
You gotta have a goat.
What goat?
You have a goat like jizz.
You
in
have
it.
You
a
can
goat?
have
That's
yes,
how you make
Jesse. You
clones.
can have a goat, but you can't. If you want a baby, you can't have a goat also in there because that just
the goat
it's one or the other. You got to pick one or the other.
Okay, one or the other. All right. Man, you got a lot of good stuff to talk about. He digs a hole. Okay, Tony Evans. I don't know if you know who Tony Evans is. He has a book published.
I do. Yeah, I know him.
Better You Believe, a pretty good collection. Don't plugging my own stuff here, plugging his stuff. But
He in fact got in touch with me and was like, "You should go on this show where I'm on right now. You should go on Deadman's Tome."
Oh, thank you, Tony. Cool dude. Man, he's definitely a pretty good fan of the show. I don't even like that word, to fan. I mean, we're cool. We're cool, you know.
He's been on the show many times, and
listen.
he's co-hosted. And
Yeah. So he was like, he digs a hole. This is a good book. Like, and he was saying like this one was so wild. He doesn't even know how you managed to write this. How you came up with the ideas. So if you can answer that question for him and for us, that would be wonderful.
How did I come up with that book, or
Yeah.
how did I just come up with?
Well, for this one specifically.
Any of them.
Well, this one specifically, really. Started
And
with
how
this
is it not about sexuality?
Yes.
They do enter the earth. This man and his wife. He digs a hole. The guy, he eats this weird seed from this weird tree in his backyard, and he gets inspired to dig a hole in his backyard that he
eats.
He cuts his hands off with a chop saw and replaces them with little
oh
shovels
my
and
god!
a howler, so that he can only dig this hole now. He has no other option for the rest of his. That's how committed he is. This all happens on
makes sense because that's what you do when you're committed. Just like in Evil Dead 2, you have to cut off the chainsaw. Well, I mean his hand was possessed, but you have to cut it. You have to cut off the hand and make that commitment.
Yes, exactly.
No.
127 hours style.
Yes. And then
So they do. He digs a hole and his wife doesn't understand what he's doing. She's like, "Why are you doing this?" He's like, "Oh, there's something important happening, and I need to do this." And
Oh,
Eventually, it kind of gives way, and the whole neighborhood falls into the hole behind.
His wife didn't call
It's
the
like-
police or anything? They didn't call an ambulance?
She tried. He cuts the phone line with his shovel hand because it's kind of like a little blade.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I thought maybe she...
This is like the start of Close Encounters, right?
I love that.
Yeah. Right? He's building this giant mountain in his family room and throwing trees and shit through the window. You know, that kind of obsession.
Yeah, well, I was trying, when I was writing that book, I was trying to, it's kind of like this domestic thing about a husband and wife and a crumbling marriage, but I personally was trying to write about my relationship with writing and frustrations I have.
Bless you, Becky.
Bless you.
Which
That
is
was me.
That wasn't me.
Oh, bless you, SK.
I missed the mute button and was because I was afraid I was gonna hang up instead.
It's cute when Becky does it. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry, Danger.
Oh no, it's okay. But I kind of lost my train of thought now, though.
Well,
Anyway.
we'll get you back on track because I have some questions.
It was about writing your book, right?
Oh yeah, because it's about this marriage falling apart. But I was kind of coming at it thinking about how being an artist and your relationship with your art is kind of like this weird marriage where at times it's not this love affair, it's this slog where you're just like, what are we doing? And it's this almost this futile task, like digging a hole in your backyard. And,
Makes sense.
yeah. So, but then it works both ways, like through the lens of a relationship. I was very much writing about myself personally and my relationship with my art. And then it gets, they go into this underground world where everything is upside down and reversed and insane, and there's people and stuff.
And that has nothing to do with your art.
Also
Not exactly.
symbolism. Even more symbolism. But yeah, you have a good point there. That it is like that. When you're working on something that you're passionate on, like a project or whatever, sometimes it does feel like you're just digging a hole. It's like, honestly, sometimes during the podcast, you do one every other day. Sometimes there's episodes. Sometimes there's times it's just like, man, what am I doing? I'm doing it again. Here we go. Boom, boom. Snap into it, But I know that, so I totally get that. Now, I have some questions, though, but the shovel thing. So when he cuts off his hands, how does he attach the shovels into his stubs?
Okay, so he totally mutilates his hand on this. I would say this is a spoiler, but it literally happens right in the beginning of the book.
Don't worry,
so
you
it's not
spoil
like
enough, I'll buy it. I'll tell you what, you spoil it for me, I'll buy it anyway. I'll tell you that.
But he chops off both his hands with this power saw, so they're all just mutilated goop. And what he did is he had jammed the pointed end of the shovel into a crack in the wall so that the handle was sticking out, and then he jams his goopy mutilated stump onto the shovel, and it kind of nests in between his bones there.
Yeah, I was thinking that's how you would have to do it. Now, so he didn't get his wife, what's her name, Jan or something?
Is duct tape involved in that process somewhere? It's got to be.
Yeah,
right?
I'm thinking his wife duct tapes it.
It just kind of heals.
Oh.
You don't need duct tape because we're in fantasy land, and your hand because you need. He's so committed that his body heals onto the shovel.
So he's like a mutant. He's maybe
because
he's like
medical
an X-Men
science
reject.
just gets the fuck in the way of the story. I get that. It makes sense. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
shovel hands. They could turn this into a movie.
I mean, we buy that shit from Evil Dead, so why the hell not, right?
Yeah, I would buy
Absolutely.
it. With the movies that come out now.
I try to make this. I try to do something really weird up front so that you go immediately. The reader has to go okay, we're not functioning in the physics of the real world. This
Right.
this book is going to redefine its own version of what the world is, and I just
Right.
if you can't
you get to do that.
you're screwed. Like, you're not going to like the book.
Mm.
And to me, the
Cool.
important thing is not that, not that the world that a writer creates is different than the real world, but can you be consistent in that new world, right?
Yeah,
And some authors just can't stick with the rules that they set up for themselves, and that is irritating.
Well, I think that's why people complain about stuff. Like, when they'll be like, "Oh, Captain America was great, but how did he get from here to there in that short amount of time? It's so unrealistic." It's like, he's a freaking super soldier serum traveler. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, but it's that it didn't obey its own internal logic that
Right.
people know.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like you could say the same thing. Like, there's all those Michael Myers movies, Halloween movies. How the hell does Michael Myers even catch up to these people? He's walking. You don't ever see him running. He's walking. How the hell, when you have like the baby?
It's
Right?
like red light, green light. When the camera turns away, then he can run. And when the camera turns back, he has to stop.
Oh my God.
I think I heard it on the Crack podcast or something, but they were talking about like horror movies, and they're like, what is like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers doing when he's off screen? Like, how like the girl will walk in and she'll open the refrigerator and there's like a head there, and she'll scream and turn around and he's just standing there. It's like, well, wait, did he cut off a head? He like put it in the refrigerator, then hid off to the corner, and then sat there for what, 2 hours waiting for someone to come in and perchance like open the refrigerator and see the head, like,
And be by themselves. Yeah.
Probably. I can see that happen. Maybe. I guess.
Isn't that how it worked for you?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I do dates. I don't know how you guys. I mean, that's how I got my wife. No, I can't keep that one up.
You hid in the corner?
Yeah. No.
You
No,
had
but
to wear a mask.
But you know what? I asked this question once though.
God.
I do get to wear a mask. I do. It was regarding Jason. I was like, Friday the 13th, Jason, how is he always catching up to him? And someone was like, actually, Jason can shadow walk, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about shadow walk? What the hell is a shadow walk? And what does that have to do with Friday the 13th? Jason can shadow walk. Now I capture. I was like, what are you talking about? I think we watched 2 different movie series. Like, you don't make any sense. So, I don't know.
Isn't that a Michael Jackson dance move?
I think so. I don't know. But But
he
yeah.
never whatever he does, he doesn't do it on camera.
Yeah, whatever he does. Yeah. So, but you're right. People do complain about what fictional characters do, especially when they're like fantasy characters. Oh. I mean, if someone's gonna buy a Bizarro book and they expect it to be like adhering to the laws of physics,
logical. Yeah, I mean, not.
they're an idiot.
And you know what I mean by that.
Yeah,
Not,
they're misguided.
the whole point of something Bizarro is that it breaks the rules of the natural world, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
they said they use cartoon logic occasionally is thrown around, so it's like that. Like, things that are cartoonish and they're exaggerated to fit whatever mold you need it to work in.
Here's one thing.
But it's more Twilight Zone logic, though, to me.
Yeah. I'd follow
where
that.
Things can be normal for a while, and then suddenly, ta-da! Things are not what you thought.
And I'm curious about something. Like, maybe you can help me out here, Danger Slater. How did, like, Bizarro even begin? Because weren't, like, classic literature... There's plenty of examples of, like, I guess, Bizarro elements in classic literature. And they're not Bizarro. Like, Kafka. I mean, you have a guy who turns into a roach. What is that? That's...
Well, I know how you feel about that, but...
Kill him. That should have been it. The family should have just stomped him. That's it. Be done with it.
it's 3 sentences long. It's like Gregor Samsa woke up from roaches. White stamped on. She hated roaches. Yeah.
Yes, the end. Not much of a story, but yeah.
So I think the term bizarro is something that the writer Carlton Mellick and a couple other writers, along with the Eraserhead Press, used to kind of give people an idea of what they were getting, because, like, if you buy a horror book, people know, or at least have a general idea of what to expect, or a science fiction book. There's certain things that people come to look for. And they were having a hard time, I believe, selling their books to the right audience, because they're like, well, it's kind of horror-ish because it's like grotesque, but it's not scary, so, and it's not trying to be scary. And so they kind of they came up with the term bizarro, just meaning that the book, and the only thing that makes a book bizarro is where weirdness is kind of the main factor in the book. Like a horror book is scary, or a sci-fi book has spaceships. A bizarro book is weird. So it could go a lot of different directions. But even like you were saying with Kafka, like there's tons of examples of bizarro throughout literature across the ages. I mean, the Bizarro Award that they give out every year is called the Wonderland Book Award after Lewis Carroll. And Alice in Wonderland, because it's essentially that. Like, that's kind of what it is. There just wasn't a term for it back then. They just kind of made this term up in the early 2000s as a kind of a marketing genre idea. People a better picture of what's going on in the books.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't around when that was going on, so I can't really speak to exactly how it goes. But that's how I've heard.
Well, that makes sense though. So they created it to kind of help market. It really seems like, and it seems to be working for itself because, hey, there seems to be a pretty strong appeal for Bizarro. I'm interested.
The world, I think, is ready in general, because, like, the Bizarro books are basically Adult Swim. Like, if you've watched an Adult Swim show, that's what Bizarro books are.
Yeah.
Like, and like all the Adult Swim shows are different. Like, they're not all, there's Aqua Teen, and then there's Tim and Eric, and it's all different shit, but it's all very weird. And this is kind of that same idea.
Robot Chicken.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, man. I think this has me interested. Maybe, I don't know, Becky, maybe one of our deep fried heart issues could be like a special Bizarro theme. I think this month we're working on like
can do that.
All women's thing or something for Mother's Day. Maybe next month we do like a Bizarro thing, whatever. I kind of let Becky kind of manage deep fried horror, which is our free to read e-zine.
That's scary all on its own, isn't it?
Well, right, but it's fitting. It's fitting.
I mean, Bizarro and horror kind of go hand in hand. They're both kind of concerned with this otherworldliness, So they're not too far off their readerships usually.
Yeah, I don't think it would. It'd be a weird batch. We'll call it like a all those issues, because it's deep fried horror. They're kind of framed in the idea.
It could be like deep fried horror.
Deep fried horror served with mushrooms, like magic shrooms or something. Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Be tripping out. Oh, you know what? We could have like a drug issue. You know what? Let's not get carried away. We're on YouTube. Let's talk about that after.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, we do need to cover. Oh wait, bad covers, bad book covers. Okay.
Oh my lord. Yeah.
Danger Slater. Are you looking on the YouTube stream? Are you just on? Because we could show you.
I sent them to him.
Okay.
Becky sent me earlier a bunch of book covers. So
okay. Well, let's.
I was a little worried when she's like, "Oh, we do bad book covers." I'm like, "Oh, that's so mean." But then she sent them to me, and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh yeah.
These are not just marginally poor quality. No.
These are the bottom tier. Like, these are pretty bad. And look, I'm not saying names. I know there's... Hell, I've even said I have bad covers. I know I have bad covers before. You know. Anyway.
We replaced most of them.
Yeah. I want to start with Mind Pump. That's which one I want to start with. Mind Pump. Do you see this thing? Boom on the screen now. But
I think I saw.
yeah, man.
Oh my lord.
Gotta give your mind some steroids. Mind Pump. The psychology of bodybuilding.
He reminds me of the guy from Karate Kid.
He does.
You know what? That guy is pretty. He's pretty buff. I would buy this book because I want to look like that guy.
Is he gonna pump your mind?
Why?
I want the hair specifically.
You want the hair?
I want the hair. That's where his mind.
The mullet. You want the mullet.
The
hair and the mind,
Johnny.
They're connected.
I think you better keep your brain. I think it would probably be much better than his.
Everyone knows the mullet is where the power's at. Come on, that's where the power's at.
You've never met somebody with a mullet who wasn't the most confident person in the room.
You're not lying.
You gotta be. If you're rocking a mullet in 2019, you gotta be confident.
Might not be the smartest, might not be the brightest, but definitely the most confident.
You might be a redneck.
He might be a redneck. Yep, that's damn right. He might be an asshole, but you know what? He might just be confident. You might not like how confident he is. He might be so confident that you think he's an asshole. You know? Mind pump, pumping the mind. Yeah.
That's what he's pumping.
Can you get a device off of Amazon for mind pumping?
Ooh.
Is it
let me search right now.
I don't think that's
mind pump.
No. Oh my god.
Is that do you end up with like brain milk or something?
Can you get brain milk? Mind pump. Mind pump.
I mean, you got
devices.
If you're pumping them, if you're pumping the mind, you got to get some kind of fluid.
Oh, cool! Look at this 2019 improved version, 12-volt DC air pump. Oh, it's an air pump for inflatables.
You better be careful what you pull up.
It's called Air Boss.
That's not what I meant. She'll be. Yeah.
Oh no one looks at my search history anymore. It's botched.
Stuff.
My search history on Amazon is botched because I used to look at
yeah, right.
funny ebooks like what's that dude's name?
Oh yeah, like Captain Buttfucker.
Captain Buttfucker. Yes, that thing. All right, next cover. Next cover. We have a bunch. Let's pick some good ones. Pick some good ones.
Do the Bernstein Bears one.
Okay. Bernstein Bears. Bernstein. Look, this is Bernstein.
I think that was the one that Danger liked.
This is Bernstein Bears, though. Is it Bernstein or
Bernstein? Bernstein.
This is spelled correctly, by the way.
So is it Bernstein? Is that pronounced Bernstein? What? No.
I've always heard it pronounced
Berenstain.
But it's Berenstain.
Berenstain. Yeah. Man. Bernstein. Anyway, too much porn. You know, I think my dad read this book to me before.
How about the midgets read it to you?
No. The midgets didn't enter my life until way later.
Apparently, in children's literature, porn is a family activity.
Yeah, it's a little.
It can be.
No one looks happy though. That's kind of like the.
That's
like
because mom is standing in front of the TV.
She's cock blocking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we're trying to do our thing here.
They're like so.
Mom,
yeah, look at their eyes, man.
Like, get out of the way, mom. Damn it.
You know, when I first saw this, I didn't think anything of it. But now looking at it, if you really look at their expressions, It sells it. It really does. Look at the grandpa's like, hey, honey, no. Get out of the way, honey. Get out. No. No. Yeah, get that.
Oh, you should definitely not do voice captions for these. Oh my god.
All right, I think we watched too much porn.
No.
No, honey, get out of the way. No, get that hand out of the way. No. Actually, you know what? You know what's going on here? It looks like they're watching like bootleg.
No.
It looks like they're watching bootleg porn, and like it's like the tape got jammed or something, and it's like just going up and up and up. You know, like the tracking's off. So maybe grandma's trying to fix. I'm saying she's grandma. Maybe the mom's trying to fix the tracking.
I don't think so.
But I don't see a VCR. So.
There's also not rabbit ears or on the top of the TV. So
that hand movement there is trying to disrupt the gaze.
Yeah.
The hit.
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely watching bootleg porn.
gaze.
So they're watching bootleg porn for the family, and she's disrupting like too much. Okay. And what kind of porn are they watching? Look at that. Is that a cat? Is that a mouse?
cheetah.
That's a
some
cheetah.
kind of wildlife porn.
I first thought it was a monkey, and I thought that was really hilarious.
It's
Ah.
interspecies stuff.
Ah,
Yeah.
I see it
It's
now.
it's a little too.
Man, that cheetah. She's
Do the
doing-
stay away from Simon one next,
Do the
because
what?
that one killed me. I
the
was
what?
crying.
Do the what?
The book that says "Stay away from Simon."
Oh, this one. Stay away from Simon. He's got the AIDS. Oh, come on. Come on. But
Yeah.
the cover sells it. I mean, come on, man. Oh, I know.
A classic.
Oh, all right. Of course,
So wrong.
these ones. I mean, you could. He's got the hate.
Yeah.
I hate to watch out. Look at that fear in her eyes.
Simon go to the vampire facial
Facial?
spa.
Probably. Damn it! Using the same needles. You know,
So wrong.
these are great, but they're fake. Let me show you one that's real. And I don't think Becky realizes that this was real. It's one of Danger Slater's.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
I'm
This
gonna
one,
hurt
I
you.
would never.
I
do
was
that.
gonna say, oh, let's do this one. Oh, that's his book. Never mind.
Zombie raccoons
Aw.
and killer bunnies. This is a real book.
Yep.
This is a real
Yeah,
book.
It is.
Becky,
Oh man, I hope they paid a
Yes,
lot
sir.
of money for that cover.
who wrote this? Oh, it
Yeah.
says right there, Martin H. Greenberg and Carrie Hughes. Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, let's reach out to them. Let's see if these pen name motherfuckers will come on the show and talk about their book.
Defend your book. Defend your book.
It's an anthology. It says there's 15. Oh, maybe it's edited by them. So I'm assuming that's
Mhm.
other.
Yeah, 15 all new stories about the creatures, some alive, some not, and who may be prowling right outside your door. Now that's an
I'm not
anthology
gonna
I
lie.
want
My
to
big
read.
question is I have never seen a rabbit that had teeth like that.
You haven't been looking at rabbits.
Have you seen
Rabbits
Holy
don't
Grail?
have teeth, but yes, I've seen that. But rabbit, never mind. Okay.
You know what? Zombie raccoons and killer bunnies. Like when you start typing it into search on Amazon, it auto populates. Like people look for this. Let's see. It has 12 customer
Hey.
reviews. Has 3.7 stars, and
Shut up.
it's above. It's actually ranked 984 in animal fiction. So it's.
What?
I mean, that's better than most.
Wow.
I have a
Amazon.
question in chat.
Oh, the question in chat.
Yeah.
Danger Slater.
For our guest.
Oh, Danger Slater. Have you ever had food prepared by Eric Wilson?
Yes, I have. He invited me, Eric Wilson. I don't know if anyone who doesn't know who Eric Wilson is. He's a artist. He does cover art for books, and his Instagram feed is mostly food that he prepares. It's his hobby. He likes to cook these elaborate, delicious meals, and he lives in Portland here. And he invited me over one time and made me some salmon and I think it was some green beans and some potato dish, and we just kind of hung out in his great. He has a really great apartment downtown, and I've gotten to eat some of those pictures. Well, the food in the pictures.
Oh, he just. Oh man, I thought maybe he just fed you the pictures. But no.
I mean,
for
they're very good pictures. They look delicious. So if he printed one out, I'd probably just be like, you know what, they're nothing.
What the hell?
No, I thought that maybe might be part of the test. You got to eat this picture. That's it. Man, you know what? I'm looking at this book, by the way, and this Zombie Raccoons and Killer Bunnies looks like a legit, like, it's a Doll Books Inc. Donald A. founder. I mean, this thing, the cover looks ridiculous, but they actually put time in editing it. This is not the worst editing job I've seen. The formatting actually looks spot on. This actually is a legit book. So
look at the Da Vinci Code.
Well, now we're moving to fake shit.
No, we're not either.
Is it not fake? Is that a real book? No way.
It's a real book on Amazon. I'm looking at it right now. Swear to God.
No way.
It has 8 customer reviews, 3 stars. I shit you not. 192 pages. Harper paperbacks.
Well, that's a winner right there. That's what you do. You pretty much find a way to hack hack a popular book. There you go. You know what we should do? We should do like the Pet Cemetery, but spelled the correct way. That probably wouldn't trend. No, actually.
Well, you know, National Lampoon did that decades ago with Lord of the Rings. You know, they did their satire of Tolkien, and he actually endorsed it. He thought it was a great idea.
That's funny.
Stephen King might endorse this. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Probably not.
It'd be funny if he didn't realize he spelled cemetery wrong in the first place.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Somebody tell Steven, no. They spelled it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
What? Fucking editors. What did I pay them for?
The publisher's name is Cemetery Dance. Yeah, I think you might know.
Da Vinci Cod. Okay, this is this is crazy.
I told you it was a real book. You didn't believe me, did you? You had to look it up.
That Dan Brown wrote it? Like the same guy who wrote the Da Vinci Code also wrote the Da Vinci Cod?
I don't think it's the same guy.
Don Brown wrote the Da Vinci Code.
That's what you do. You gotta write your spoof of your own book.
Because nobody should be able to spoof your book better than you. Seriously.
Right.
It'd be funny if this one came first and Dan Brown was just ripping him off.
Oh my God.
That'd be good. Wait a second.
You know that
I mean, I'm looking for it, but I see like the cover I'm looking at looks nothing like the cover that's on the screen right now. Is it like
no? It's a new cover. It's the same book. It's a new cover.
Are you talking about the one that's Don Bryan?
Yes.
The Da Vinci Cod, a fishy parody. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
All right. That is real. It is real. Look at that. Learning so much today.
I bet you the Moria one is real too. I don't know.
The what? How do you pronounce her name?
Moria.
The Moria?
Moria.
That is a real book. That is a real book, and this is horrible. The Moria The Zorzin Wars, The Divided Worlds, Book 3. Look at this clusterfuck of a cover. You got... You got a...
Yeah.
What is it, a UFO?
It's hard.
A UFO, a bat? You got...
Sandwich.
A sandwich?
That's what it looks like to me.
It's floating in the air, so that's a sandwich.
Going through this.
This is guys. This book might actually one of the most progressive books we've ever seen. The sandwich in the background represents a sandwich she was supposed to make. She was told to make this whole time, but she clearly that is a dude that is winning. That is a trans woman right there. That is a trans woman. Okay.
She's got some muscles, doesn't she?
Yes. And an Adam's apple, I think.
And a wig.
I think. I'm not
And
sure.
Look at that.
She's wielding
her
some
hair.
kind of baster.
A turkey baster. And there's
No,
a turkey in the
it's
there's a
no,
turkey
it's
behind
a-
her. Is that a turkey
it's
dragon?
It's a sword.
It's no sword.
what?
Oh, it is
Oh,
a sword.
I see.
It is sword. It is.
Oh, it is a sword. It's just pointed. She's
is a
just
hilt on a
scratching her own
sword.
back with it.
It's a sword.
Well, either that or scratching her ass.
You know,
Yeah, there's a bat back there too. Did you see that?
I hope they paid nothing for this cover. I hope
There's
paid
a
nothing.
dragon and a T-Rex and a.
You are never allowed to tell
Definitely.
me that I made
there
a bad
is a
cover
T-Rex.
again. Do you hear me?
I didn't even see the T-Rex. There's a T-Rex back. Well, now I have to get it.
And,
Now it's a good
and then
book.
there's this
Look,
bat
there's
that is
three naked
completely out of
women in the
proportion.
background too, covered in moss.
No, there's not.
That
Is there?
doesn't
Leave.
count. That doesn't
Oh,
count.
there is. Well, yeah, it doesn't count though, because I mean you're covering them up. At least you know, if you're gonna have a neck of woman on the back, a neck of woman on the cover, at least have it forefront and center. Come on now. If you're gonna exploit some, if you're gonna do that, just do it. Just own it. Come on.
Right?
You are never allowed to tell me that I have made a bad cover again. Ever. Not after this.
Wait a sec. Is this a real book or what? Because I'm looking for it and I'm not finding it. Books.
I don't know. I thought you said it was. I don't know.
It looks like a real cover. It really does. It looks like something I've seen before. It looks like one of those
Yeah,
crappy
it does
CG
look
covers.
real.
It looks like that Disney movie Tangled.
It does, doesn't it? Which
You got that red hair.
that's the one Pixar movie I haven't seen at all.
I haven't seen it either, so I'm kind of out of my element to just even mentioning it.
Yeah.
All I know is it's got a lady with a...
Well, there's a part where she identifies as a man and she wants to become a man. So it's the same movie. It's actually super, very, very very progressive. It's the right path to go. If that's not what happened, then that's what should happen. And 2019, that's how it should go, right? I'm looking at the author's name, Lawrence Ambrose. Oh, I'm not.
I typed that name in, and at the bottom of my Amazon screen, it says related to items you viewed. Puppet Skin by Danger Slater.
Oh, that's funny.
cross-
Now, you guys are now linked in the mind of Amazon.
All right, I looked up the
Oh,
author's
man.
I'm
name,
so sorry.
Lawrence Ambrose.
Mhm.
I looked at the name. You try to find this book, a gold mine of other covers. Okay, like look, Superworld, 2 Superworld, the United Tribes, 1 Rules, No Rules. Like, what's going on here? These books are incredible. Is she make? I think this is like the
Oh,
butt,
wow.
what's the author's name? Like Butt Tingle. What the fuck is his name? The guy who writes all the
William Tingle?
the Taken by the T-Rex guy. The Taken by the Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Chuck's Tingle.
And Chuck Tingle, yeah.
Yeah.
And Moria's Footsteps.
If we ever get him on the podcast, that would be not Danger Slater. Not saying you're not a great guest. You're awesome, but I mean,
But
We are-
have you written
no.
something Taken by the
I
Dinosaur?
am not asking him.
Oh,
I actually read a Chuck Tingle book 2 weeks ago because the title made me laugh so much. I just had to know what it was, so I bought it and read it. It was about
Did you really?
Yeah, it was about the Avengers. You know that because he writes these books like the day that whatever the thing is that's happening. And hold on, let me just find the name.
He has
of it.
them. He probably has like a template at this point. He produces so many books at a rapid rate. He probably has a template. He just changes out the characters' names and re-releases it, right? I mean,
I haven't read that many of them, but there's like hundreds of them. But this one was called Revenger's Butt Game. Ant guy gets small to go in the Thamos's butt and then gets big and hard.
Jesus.
Oh my!
It's as good
God.
as the title. I will vouch for this book. It's as good as that. It delivers exactly
This
what
is
it
about
promised.
as bad as Captain Buttfucker.
Oh, this is so good. This is good. This is classic.
Who wrote that one, Jesse?
There's some guy named Dick Owens. I don't know who that is. But
Jesse bought that one, didn't you?
I did. It's not very good. But I mean, it's all the way through and through. It keeps the. It's about a trans dude, I guess, who literally beats up assholes in space, like literal assholes, like aliens that look like assholes. So he's like punching them, and he's like punching them in their asshole, and like it's pretty bad. It's.
Wow.
This.
I typed in Captain Buttfucker in my search, and it brings up Captain America, the first Avenger.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Man. Okay. So I still haven't found.
I don't think I'm ever going to be allowed on Amazon again.
Okay. I still haven't
Yeah,
found
you
this
will.
book.
As long as they get money from you, they'll be happy.
Mm-hmm. They'll be happy. You know what? Here's the thing, though. Looking up Lawrence and Ambrose, like if she's or he is making a living off this sort of work, I mean,
Hey, right?
and might be because there seems to be an audience for this, right?
Well, I mean, God, he's cranking them out for sure.
I mean, we are living in the age of like Sharknado. Sharknado was a thing.
Oh, before you forget, we had 2 questions.
Oh,
in our
that's
group.
right. That's right. We had some guest questions. Sorry.
We-
We have Facebook
Would you
group questions. Let's read them.
The first one was, would you rather have your finger cut off, or would you rather have a date with Joe Biden?
I'll lose the finger, thanks.
Can I be drunk when the finger's cut off? I mean, I can be drunk when
Didn't say
I'm with
so.
Biden.
Sure, why not?
I mean, if I can be drunk when I'm
I
with
wouldn't
Biden.
suggest that.
Creepy Joe, he prefers you to be drunk.
Well,
You might.
Depends
He
on
might
the
put his
finger.
Mac Daddy moves
Yeah.
on you.
am I losing
Huh?
a thumb? Or just a finger?
That'd be rough.
Just your pinky.
Just
No,
a pinky.
Just cut it off.
Actually, I think the ring, the ring finger would
Pinky.
probably be the easier loss. I think it actually would. I think pinky would be
Yeah,
more
you
useful.
can't take my middle finger because I use that quite often when driving.
Not the middle finger,
Well,
the
then
ring finger.
Let's take that off you, Becky. No, take that ring off
No.
more. Shooting the bird, all that stuff. Horrible. Horrible.
When you cut it off, you got to give it to Joe Biden, and he's just got a collection of all the fingers of the people, all his victims.
Becky will be screaming about censorship because she doesn't have her finger.
What am I going to show him if I don't have my middle finger? Do not even answer that. Never mind. So there were 6 votes for have your finger cut off, and there were 3 votes for date with Joe Biden.
Sorry, Joe. People would rather be mutilated than go out with you.
And the other question is, would you rather eat a raw cow anus or eat 20 of the hottest peppers on Earth?
I
And
would
someone
rather
added, how about just eating ass in general?
Oh no, that's not the same thing. I mean, I mean, come on.
Well, you've eaten balls, so I mean, you know.
I've eaten bull balls, but I mean, if there's
So you're almost there.
if we're doing some kinky things in the bedroom, and as long as everything's clean, you know what I'm saying, things might be done. You know what I'm saying, but eating the cow's ass, not doing that. I'll eat the peppers. Give me the peppers. Have you seen a cow's
Yeah.
asshole? I'm not getting near that thing.
Ew.
Oh my God.
With any luck, it'll
What about
kill
you, Danger? What are you doing?
Well, I don't really eat meat, so I'd have to go with the peppers.
There you go.
But also,
Yeah, there were
I
7.
really think a raw cow anus would be considered meat anyway. I don't know what the fuck that would be.
No.
Well,
Intestinal,
it's
maybe?
cow. So
Is it attached to the cow still? Is it just like you're just eating it off
that's
the
a
cow?
question.
No.
It depends.
No,
Are you vegetarian
no,
or vegan?
It's removed.
Are you vegetarian or vegan? Because if you're vegan, it might be
it
like
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It comes off of the
He's
animal.
not eating the ass, so leave him alone. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're talking about eating assholes. So the answer is no, regardless.
There you go.
go.
That's safe. That's a good answer.
7 votes for eating the hottest peppers on Earth, and 2 votes for eating ass in general, and 1 vote for eating raw cow anus. And Ralph Moody is the one that agreed to eat raw cow anus.
Of
Of
course.
course he did.
He's a cat. Cats don't care. Cats have no
taste
souls.
bud.
I'm sorry. Did I? Is that the one thing I said that offended you, Becky? All right. What? There was. Oh, we had a caption contest. Let's do that real fast. I know we're on overtime mode, but let me do that.
Oh, hell's bells.
We gotta do the caption contest.
I thought you weren't doing that tonight.
Oh, we could save. I guess. All right, we could save it for Friday night.
We're over.
Let's save it for Friday night.
I'll
The captions,
repost it, 'cause it's only-
Say what? What do you say? Only 3 comments?
5. I've got it. I pulled it up if you want it.
If it's only 5 comments.
Let's
Oh, what's wrong,
Okay,
SK? You don't want us to read it?
whatever. It's dumb.
You don't want us to read it?
It's not. It's really funny. It's great.
All right, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up right now. All right, there we go. The body language of sex, power, and aggression. There you have it. There's SK right there. Look at him.
How to recognize it and how to use it.
Looking like a young George Lucas. I mean, I don't know what he's looking
I was
like.
thinking more like
It's like
Go
Jim
ahead.
Jones.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, buddy.
George Michaels.
What were the comments, Becky?
The first one is it this book? Please.
For the giveaway.
The second the second one is, what does the word "and" have in common with your dick? You need a microscope to see them. All the women just ran away. All the men just ran towards.
Well,
The new bestseller from Top Gun Grizzly Adams. And the last one is, yeah, this chest hair is real, sweetheart.
All right.
So which one's your favorite?
So we have to vote on a winner out of these. I'd go with the microscope. Because it'd make SK humble.
Would it though?
No, it won't.
Who's Ralph Moody?
Yep.
Yep.
No, shut up. What? No. He wins all the time. Okay.
Yep.
He wins. Danger Slater.
was
This guy
funny.
wins all the time. He plays these little. He wins every single caption contest. I don't read them before we start. I really don't.
He doesn't. He makes
Okay.
me find them.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's
man.
got a future in doing captions.
He does. He has a great future to that.
I
Okay.
want to write for that weather app called What the Forecast.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You might have a knack
Haven't
for
you
that.
ever seen that?
You might have a knack for that.
What's the Forecast?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're funny. I mean, you never know what they're gonna say.
Well, we are extended on overtime here. Danger Slater, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking to us, and shooting the shit with us. I hope you feel welcomed enough to come back again at any time. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. You know?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. This has been it's been fun. It's a fun show.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's good
Becky
having
and
you.
I don't mind going over because we get overtime pay for this shit.
Wait a
You guys are
minute.
getting-
Time
What?
and a half times 0
We
is 0. So there you go. Oh, there you go.
We didn't even get a handshake, a kiss, or thank you, SK.
You can get a hand job. Do you want a hand job? It's from one of the
From
midget-
you?
No.
I think that's a self-answering question.
I can't reach that far. I'll send one of my people.
He'll send one of the midgets.
At least it'll make it look bigger.
Holy hell. Okay. Seriously. You guys listen to the show right
shit.
now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It means a lot to us. You know we care. Kelly Evans, come on, man. You've been the support of the show. Freddie Kitty, I know who you are. You're a good guy. All you guys, man. You guys help make it possible. So don't think it goes unappreciated. Share for those who don't know about the show, and y'all take it easy. All right, just take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.